Disney's Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn is here. In this video covering the release, we are going to jump right in with the Illumineer Trove. So you see we have this really fancy schmancy box here. We've got the three main characters that are on the individual packs that you can buy. We've got two people here from the starter deck that you'll get main there. I believe same here as well. Plus some extra characters from the... actually, no, we do got two steals. I believe he's Ruby. So we're missing out on one of the colors. Emerald, it looks like. But really nice looking box, just like the Trove from before. We're going to just open this bad boy up and review it. No need to look at that image on the back, because we're going to see it all in person. Alrighty. So we open it up. And it's a box inside another box. You know, there should be a Yzma line. We're going to just out that off to the edge there, so we can take a look at this. So right off the bat, you know, it's not too heavy. Just love the artwork on this thing here. Especially on the back, they have this really cool piece of artwork that is like the world of Lorcana. You can see like all the ink and mysticism. Really cool. Ravensburger on there, of course. But yeah, just like the previous one, we got characters on the side and the top. So let's start by opening this right up. And the first thing we're going to have in here is the player's guide. Now, player's guide this is going to be for a lot of new people. It comes with some of the lore, so some of the lore specifically around Rise of the Floodborn and what's going on with this expansion. A lot of it, actually, a lot more than I think the first one. Then they have some information on some of the cards, including what they call out as the top 12 cards. Now, this is debatable, according to some of us. You know, I want to agree completely with all of these being the top 12 cards, but at least the cool thing that they do is they list why they might be. And you know what? My top 12 cards might not be the same as yours. So it's cool that they highlight very specific cards. That is a really good one. And then what they'll do is they'll go through specific card combos. Now, of course, you have to be able to get these cards, and there are no guaranteed cards that come in this box here. But it's like, hey, if you have these cards and you want to try out some combos with them, or you know, maybe give you a better way to play them, this is it for you. And then on the very end of it, they list off every single card. Won't go through every single page, but every single card that is in the set here. All the way to the end of Steel. Yep, and that's it. So pretty cool little booklet here with lots of information. Definitely, if you get one of these, check out the lore here. Now I'm a big lore person. I love to write. So more of that's never a bad thing. Let's go to the next thing over here. You get your damage counters. Now, you know, a lot of people will use dice or, you know, apps or different things to keep track of the damage. But for those that, you know, just kind of use what Lorcana provides, it's nice to have these. Really great that they just keep supplying these. You might say, oh, I have too much if you're collecting a lot, but it's not a bad thing for new players. Now, the next two things we're going to review in here are the deck boxes. So these are boxes where if you build a deck, which has to be at least 60 cards, you can use one of these to hold that deck. Now, I'm going to be very careful because I don't want to rip this. I believe, yeah, like that. So you want to make sure that's flat. We'll unfold this here. Fold that down and voila. So now we have a deck box that features Raya on the front. So this is really nice. When I do it, I try to really get the like the color that I'm going to put in here to match with the characters on. So I'll put either like a steel deck in here or maybe a ruby deck. Or maybe, you know, a combo of both. Really cool. But I do like that they give you two of these, and they will, once you get cards in there and it kind of helps shape them a little bit, fit right in the Trove itself, which is pretty neat. Ooh. So let's do that with this one as well. This one has... Oh, what else came out there? Our Steel Cinderella on here, the Floodborn one, which is really good with Resist +2, and then when she sings a song, she can attack ready characters. And then we have the Gaston from the starter deck on the front here. This doesn't want to stay... Well, oh, there we go. No, it doesn't. Once you get some cards in, that won't be an issue. But yeah, I think the cool thing is they fit right in the Trove. So it's like, you can make your decks. You have a bunch of extra cards that you put in here. Then you can stick your build decks in there to keep them separate. Really nice and cool. And then the last thing that we're going to get in the box itself is a bunch of packs. So it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 packs total. So a cool thing about getting all these booster packs is you're going to be able to open them up. That is, 8 times 12 is 96 cards total. So that's a pretty good deal. So the first thing that I want to do when looking at, let's get everything out here visible so we can take a full look at the pack here. This is everything that comes in the Illumineer Trove, minus my cool pins I got, and of course, when we pulled this Hollow Maleficent card, just matches with the front there. These are all just a little bit of set dressing for fun. But everything here is what comes in it. So if you're able to get this at MSRP value, this is $49.99 before tax and all that fun stuff. So I'd say just alone, if you're not even looking at anything else that comes in here and you're just looking at the cards that are in here, or like the booster packs, that's what, $50 for 8 packs. That's a pretty good deal alone, just on packs alone. But consisting of whether, like if you get one of these, storage for your cards, you know, a really cool booklet that lists all the cards and has like all this lore and information, the damage counters and the deck boxes. I think value-wise, it is more than worth it if you can get it at that price. Now, of course, with the limited supply that is going on, it can be hard to get your hands on this, especially at the price it's supposed to be at. But when it comes to what you are and are not able to spend on these cards, if you can get it at a reasonable price, definitely more than worth it. Especially if you want to make use of all the extra non-card things that come with this. So, last thing that I'm going to do to end this video off is open up these packs because, I mean, that is part of the Trove. We'll power right through it and let's see what we get. And jump right in with the first pack here. Alright. So we've got Tigger, Hypnotize, Rabbit, Piglet. Ooh, I don't know, a few too many. My fingers are a little sticky, I guess, right now. Squirrel, Merlin, and Last Cannon for our common cards. For our first uncommon, we have Eli LeBeouf from Steel Deck here. Ooh, we got the Floodborn Donald Duck. And then we have Sardine Can, which can be a pretty good card depending on what deck you're running with Sapphire, you know, especially if you're going against Steel decks. So our first rare card is going to be Weight Set. So when you play a character with 4 strength or more, you can pay 1 ink to draw a card. That's pretty great, especially since it is a Steel card and there's a lot of very high strength characters in Steel. Once again, it's going to be very dependent whether what your cards are. And then look at that, amazing. First pack, Legendary, we got the Growing Girl Alice. This is an amazing card, very similar to the Belle card that was in the first set, where she gets something bonus by having 10 of something. With the Belle card, it was 10 ink. This one is if she gets 10 strength, which is going to be very dependent on having a lot of characters out there. And for our holo, look at that, we got Floodborn Flynn Rider, a really good late game card once your opponent has not as many cards in their hand. So let us take these, put them off to the side. That was a great first pack to open there. Let's see what other wonders we have in store for us in here. Next pack, we are starting off with Boone from Raya. We've got Arthur, Owl, Sneezy, Fairy Godmother. Let me get that off to the side. Which is going to be great for if you get the if I can get the Floodborn one to shift onto and then charge. Our first uncommon is going to be the Floodborn Rapunzel. One of the cards they said is the top 12. I'm not too hot on it. It's going to be very good for healing-based decks. I don't typically run one of those with my Amber cards, though, just yet. We've got the Snake Madam Mim. You know, very dependent on your play style, whether she's going to be really good or not. We've got the Most Diabolical Scheme from the Great Mouse Detective. For our first rare card, we have Cinderella here. She's a 1-cost card, but Singer 3. This is a great card to have, one that I'm definitely going to be putting into my Amber deck, since it not only works well with being low cost and working with the Stitch card, the Rockstar Stitch card, but also Singer 3, she can sing Friends on the Other Side. So you could get that Friends on the Other Side out turn 2. That's pretty great. Well, look at that. Then we got the starter deck Queen Commanding Presence from Floodborn. Shift 2, another card you can get out there on turn 2 with a great ability, and she gets you 2 lore. For our holo, we have Enchantress. I do like this card quite a bit, especially when I was playing in a release tournament the other day. It was really nice because somebody wanted to keep challenging her when she had resist +1 and completely forgot that she was hitting back harder. So that is a very nice card. Let us put these off to the side and we will jump right into the next pack. All right, we are starting off with James. We've got the Queen. We've got a Croquette Mallet, Peter Pan's Dagger, a Flynn Rider that we'll be able to shift that other one onto, and then another last cannon here. For our first uncommon, we have, we have this really great Robin Hood card, which basically can deal damage, not having to be a challenge, which, is really effective against some of the cards in this deck here, as well as doesn't take any damage back since he isn't challenging. Oh, this is great. We got the Cheshire Cat that if you get the Floodborn one for, you can shift onto. We've got the Blue Fairy, which is another good evasive character card that if you play a lot of Floodborns would be very good for drawing cards. For our first rare card, we have Tuk Tuk. I don't play a lot of Reckless myself, but not a bad card at all. And then look at that, we were just talking about her. Another legendary. We are 2 for 3 right now, and it's this really good Fairy Godmother. With the Shift 2, can get her out there turn 2. If you got a lot of characters out there, they can challenge, and if you put them against somebody that's going to banish them, they go back to your hand instead of into the discard pile. It's a fantastic card, another great card to draw here. And then we are ending with a Holo Bashful. This Trove is quite the Trove so far with all the good cards we're getting out of it. Does this mean we are going to see an Enchanted before we reach the end? Let's see. Next pack here, we have Lady Tremaine, Gaston, Gumbo Pod, that's good, I want one of those. Sleepy, Legend of the Sword and the Stone, and Benja. And our first uncommon is going to be Li Shang, which is great for, a lot of steel cards will grant, they'll be or some blue cards will grant this character evasive on the turn, but the really cool with this one is it grants all of your characters evasive, which is really good for anti-evasive. In general, that's what Steel's just great at. We got another one of these Floodborn Donald Ducks. And we got this Goat Merlin, which is pretty great because when you play him, when he leaves play, he gains 1 lore. So that doesn't even mean banishing. That's if he gets popped back into your hand, you still gain a lore. You could play him again and get some good passive lore that way. For first rare card, we have the Floodborn Madam Mim here. Shift 3. Once again, not my play style, but I'm sure that the cool thing about this set here is they're introducing a bunch of new play styles that have to do with getting characters out there to challenge and banish stuff, and then they're gone at the end of the turn. Our next rare card here is Heir to the Throne Prince Charming, a great 4-cost, 3 lore card here. And for our holo, we have Little John, just a good overall strong emerald card with no special abilities. So we will stick these off to the side. And I believe this is the halfway point here. So let's open up the next pack. Oh, come on. All right, we got Basil. This is going to be good if we can get the Floodborn one. Grumpy. We have Squirrel Merlin. We have Felicia. We have the Queen of Hearts. And we have Benja for our last common. For our first uncommon, we have Snow White here, which is great if you're playing a 7 Dwarfs deck to get them out cheaper, as well as you can shift the Floodborn Snow White onto. You got 4 dozen eggs from the Sapphire deck for giving your characters resist +2. Pretty great. Well, we got Sword in the Stone here. For our first rare, we have the Hero Knight Goofy. Very strong card. Utility-wise, we'll see how he does. For me, I might replace one of my Mauis with him, since it's only 1 cost more and he does way more damage and hits harder and does more lore. For our second rare, we have Sleepy's Flute. Once again, going to be great for song decks. We'll see long-term how it is. And for our holo, we have a holo of Felicia, which was a card we just got. So, nothing amazing. This one broke the streak of every odd pack I opening getting an amazing card, but still nothing bad. Second of the second half pack. We're starting off with Rive here, good for if you get the one that you can shift. We have Enchantress, Popsicle, which is going to be good with Nick. Painting the Roses Red, the Crab Merlin, and then Jafar, good if you get the one that he can be shifted onto. For our first uncommon, we have this Singing Gaston. Great card, especially if you're playing decks that have the Bumbling LeFou, since, you know, before there was no Gaston card in the Amber deck to combo with that LeFou. Now there is. We got Sardine Can. We got the interesting Mother Gothel, which will work well in healing decks. For our first rare, we have another Sleepy's Flute. Our second rare, oh, look at that. This is the Friendly Face Mickey Mouse. Just a fantastic card. It's high cost, but that 3 lore, whenever you quest, you can pay 3 less for your next character you play this turn. It's just a great card overall, and it's cool that we got a alternate art in the 100th anniversary set. And for our holo, we have, I believe that's another Bashful from our first set. We had a duplicate of that. It was one of the dwarves. But yeah, great card there with that Mickey for a super rare. Alright, 2 packs left. Let us see what we get. Just throw that off to the side, and we are starting off with, Go the Distance. A great song for draw support in the Ruby deck. We've got this good evasive Ratigan who can get out there and deal with evasive characters rather quickly. You know, you can either score that 2 lore, or, you know, he's not going to survive if he challenges somebody, but pretty decent. We got Gumbo Pod again, we've got the Queen, and we got the one that we can shift onto earlier, which is great. We got Chip, and then Jafar again for our first uncommon. We have 0 to Hero. A good card here. We got Nick here, who's going to work well with that Popsicle we pulled a little earlier. Then we got You Can Fly, or a chosen character gains evasion until the start of your next turn. And now just another great addition to the Ruby deck here. So for our first rare card, we have Illumineer, just a strong card in general, 7/7/2. For our second rare, we have Lady Tremaine, the Floodborn one. A decent ability. I'm not a huge fan of this card myself, but mainly due to her being uninkable, which is the case a lot of the Floodborn characters in Ruby, but still not a bad card. And then we have a holo Ring the Bell. So we got 1 pack left. Let's see what magic and mystery awaits within it as we get these off to the side for our final Illumineer's Trove booster pack. Flip that over. We're going to start right off with a blue here. We've got Improvise, a great 1-cost card to have for the Emerald deck. We got the Nook, Water Spirit. This really good Rapunzel card if you're going for a healing deck. We got a really good Cusco card here. And Last Cannon for our first uncommon. We have Pick a Fight. This is a great card to get, especially for the playstyles that are popping up with this new set, where people just put characters down and don't do anything with them, since their passive abilities really buff the rest of their team. You've got Daisy Duck here, Secret Agent. We got this Cogsworth, which is great if you're running a lot of Reckless characters, but he's really good as well if we can get the Floodborn Cogsworth to shift onto. We have Strength of a Raging Fire, which is a song that costs 3, which you can deal damage to a chosen character equal to the number of characters you have in play. So if you have a lot of characters out, this can be really strong. And yeah, I just love this song in general. Mulan just has some of the best music in Disney, in my opinion. For our next one here, we have Little John. Got a holo of him earlier, but just a good, strong Emerald character if you're looking for that. And for our holo, we have a holo of I'm Stuck. So, no enchanted rare, but we got some pretty good cards, especially with that Alice card, which is going to be really great to add to the collection here. So that's all that we have to talk about for the Illumineer's Trove from Disney's Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn. If you're looking for more videos on Lorcana or the new set Rise of the Floodborn, check out the video or playlist here. Until next time, quest on!